Hi, Donovan. So tell him what this is going into.
Power wheel.
What kind of power wheel?
Gas-powered power wheel.
Why would we ever put an engine in a power wheel? Hi, this is Redneck Computer Geek with my son Donovan. Today we're going to be unboxing the Duromax XP7HPE. What that basically means is that this is the 7 horsepower model that has the keyed ignition on the side, and it has a starter assembly on it that's 12 volt. Now, this gets compared to the Predator 212 engine a lot. The Predator is a 6.5, this is a 7 horsepower. One key note here that I found interesting before we unbox this is that this particular engine with the starter assembly is 47 pounds. The reason I find that interesting is that a Predator stock is only 38 pounds. So there's almost a 10-pound difference between the two by adding the starter assembly and that extra half a horsepower. So we're going to cut it open, unbox it, give you our first impressions. And by the way, we will be doing a Predator versus Duromax comparison video later. Go ahead. There we go. Alright, one note here. This is about the most bland box I have ever seen an engine in. I mean, Surplus Center sent me Husqvarna engines that were in more pretty boxes than this. And the Predator engine, I mean, it looks like a pinup for your garage, the side of the box. It's great. This is, what were you thinking? Why am I spending another $100 to have the most god-awful box ever? Hopefully the engine makes up for the fact that the box is ugly. Alright, so why don't you put the knife down? Alright, so when we first open it, we've got our top plate with a bunch of really thick cardboard and some foam and directions. We're men here, we don't need those. That was definitely cut out by the low man on the totem pole at the manufacturing. Smashed hole. Makes you feel good. Thanks, Amazon. The engine itself actually looks in really good condition. So I'm going to flip it up so that you can see it, and then I'm going to set the box down and pull it out. So there we go. There's no damage to the engine anywhere, even though the foam was cracked out. So I'm going to set the box down, we'll pull the engine out and get our first take on it. We'll put the pretty side towards you guys. So let's see, what came in the box?
See, that's it.
Alright, well the other piece of foam looks 3 times worse than the first piece, so not quite sure on the whole packing, guys. We got a little black baggie. Got a little black baggie that we assume is probably a wrench. Yep. So we got our usual Chinese wrench, a flathead screwdriver that flips over into a Phillips.
That's nice.
And good old spark plug wrench.
What is that?
And I'm assuming that's so that you don't forget to put oil in it the first time you run it, because there's all kinds of warning labels all over it. So let's have our first look. One thing I will definitely tell you is it is massively heavier than the Predator. It's definitely a lot harder, a lot beefier feeling. And apparently we've got, you need to keep your head out of the video. They don't want to see the back of your head, it's ugly. Got qualification tags where somebody apparently supposedly gave it a once over. And on the side here, we've got our wiring harness. Now, I really couldn't seem to find too much for specs on the wiring harness side. And on Northern Tool's website, there really didn't seem to be much of a write-up. So I'm really glad to see that there's actually leads coming off of this that look like they're meant to go directly to a battery of a decent terminal size. So leads for the battery, and looks like it's quick pull disconnects for most of the entire wiring harness. We've got our key switch ignition up front, and it's easily mounted with just one bolt to the front, so we should be able to relocate that easy enough. The gas tank looks bigger than the Predator's, we'll find that out later. And otherwise than that, it looks about the same. Not too bad on the pullover. I did notice that the exhaust where is it? I did notice the exhaust port is over in this area. You've got your throttle control here, and it doesn't look as if there's too many options for hooking up the throttle, but we won't find that out until we get in underneath the gas tank. And choke looks to be in the same basic place as most of the Honda clones. Oh, that's something you're not supposed to say. You're not supposed to say that this is a Honda clone. This is a Duromax, but we're going to find out whether that's true or not also. The Duromax people through Northern Tool, when I called them, when I decided to say that it was a Honda clone, they got kind of snippety at me. So we've got our choke. That is really flimsy. I thoroughly expect that to break. And airbox comes with the usual padded filter of doom. The plate that falls out. And the other thing that we're going to do once we start doing the Predator stuff is we're going to see if a Predator carburetor will swap onto this, and that's going to help the whole clone or not argument. So there you go, guys. I'll flip it around a couple of times so that you can see different things, and we'll go from there. I'm going to grab the camera and do an up close on everything. The Predator 212. We're gonna start over because I just said 3 times.
You always say
Yeah, but I just said it like 3 times in that one set. Go ahead.
3, 2, 1.
Try it again.
3, 2, 1. This is our third retake, people.
That's not gonna end up on the film.
I know. 3, 2, 1.